Video opens with a rapid montage, flashing news tickers in English, Arabic, and Farsi. Satellite imagery zooms in on the Strait of Hormuz. Quick cuts of the flags of Iran, the United States, Qatar, and the UAE, rippling in the wind against a dark, stormy sky. The world holds its breath as the Persian Gulf, a vital artery for global energy, teeters on the brink of conflict. For weeks, a shadow war has been waged in the corridors of power and on the shimmering waters of the strait. But now, the whispers of confrontation have grown into a deafening roar. Diplomatic channels are freezing over, and the intricate dance of deterrence is threatening to spiral into an all-out clash. The stakes have never been higher, as regional anxieties and global interests collide in a flashpoint that could ignite the entire Middle East. What began as a series of calculated provocations is now escalating into a crisis that threatens to draw in world powers, with every passing hour pushing the region closer to an abyss from which there may be no easy return. Cut to scenes of grim-faced diplomats rushing into the UN Security Council chamber, show military personnel in a command center, staring intently at radar screens. Quick shots of anxious civilians in Dubai and Tehran, watching breaking news on their phones and televisions. In an emergency session convened in New York, international diplomats are scrambling to formulate a response, but consensus remains elusive. Meanwhile, on the ground, the situation is dangerously fluid. The United States has placed its Fifth Fleet on the highest level of alert, its carrier strike groups maneuvering into strategic positions. In response, Iran's Revolutionary Guard Corps has conducted live-fire drills, declaring vast swathes of the Gulf as temporary no-go zones. Unconfirmed reports, circulating through intelligence channels, speak of near misses between naval patrols and minor skirmishes near disputed oil fields, each incident a potential spark for a wider conflagration. Animated maps highlight these contested maritime borders and potential blockade points, illustrating the razor's edge on which regional stability now rests. Show fictional graphs depicting a sharp spike in oil prices and a crash in global stock markets. Quick cuts to an overwhelmed refugee camp on a dusty border with aid workers distributing water and blankets. An image of a lone damaged oil tanker smoldering in the distance. The economic fallout is already being felt. Global markets are in turmoil as the mere threat of disruption to the 20% of the world's oil that passes through the Strait of Hormuz sends shockwaves through the financial system. Brent crude prices have skyrocketed, and economists are warning of a worldwide recession if the flow is choked off. But the true cost is being paid in human suffering. The escalating tensions have triggered a fresh wave of displacement, with thousands of families fleeing coastal areas caught in the crossfire. Aid agencies are reporting a burgeoning humanitarian crisis, struggling to provide shelter and sustenance to those who have lost everything. Official casualty figures remain unconfirmed, but harrowing intelligence briefs paint a grim picture of civilian lives caught in the escalating military posturing. The video slows, showing close-ups of world leaders in tense, closed-door meetings. A final lingering shot of a satellite view of the Persian Gulf at night, dotted with the lights of naval vessels. The screen fades to black. As leaders engage in high-stakes negotiations behind closed doors, the path forward is shrouded in uncertainty. The air is thick with ultimatums and red lines, and the space for compromise is shrinking by the minute. The international community is now faced with a stark choice between unified action for de-escalation or the catastrophic consequences of failure. For the millions of people living under the shadow of this impending conflict, the question is not if the storm will break, but when. The future of the region, and perhaps the world, hangs precariously in the balance.